Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in to another episode of Nerd Up. This week, I got Dalton Anthony.
Yo.
Lisa Gray.
Yes.
Lindsay Wolfgang.
Hi.
And I'm your host, Jesse Kimball. And I do want to apologize. I am aware that the Nerd Up quality has not been spectacular the last couple of weeks. I upgraded my computer so that it wouldn't do some of the things that it was doing before. And apparently, I've somehow messed up the audio. I'm not sure exactly what has happened, but I'm looking into it.
Experimenting.
A lot of that.
Ooh, question.
Yes.
Do you have multiple USB ports?
I do.
Have you tried it in different
Yes.
Okay.
But anyway, because I mean, one of them is straight. I even tried it in the one that's kind of broken. It's missing the plastic piece that guides the USB port in.
Okay.
But if I put it in and I put it in just right, it'll still read all the pins and everything correctly.
Huh.
But like it's really easy. Like if it shifts even a little bit, like if the USB cable
gone.
wiggles
It's
a
not
little,
gonna work.
it ain't working no more.
Fair enough.
So yeah, I even tried it in that one just to see what would happen in No Dice, because it shouldn't make a difference. But because computers, I tried it anyway to see if it did.
Somebody asked me if the headphone jack port could like make a headset not work in an Xbox One controller, and I was like, this was today, and I was like, I mean, I've never heard of that being a thing, but it's electronics, so I'm not going to rule it out either, because he said like he's tried like 3 different headsets and he just can't get it to work. I was like, I'd be sure you just haven't gone to settings on your Xbox and like tinkered with it.
Yeah, because I mean the jack can go out. I remember one time I had, so I'm sorry for the tangent here, folks, but I had this really, really cool throat mic. Like a bunch of us had bought them at GameStop because it was for Call of Duty.
Mm-hmm. And we just have to be bros sometimes, Jesse.
Right. So basically, and the way this thing worked, it had an earbud that connected, like you wore it like a bracelet, like those Bluetooth headsets you see now.
Okay.
It went around your neck, and it had an earpiece that went up to your ear. And then the microphone was like at your neck, and it was cool because you didn't have to put on like the headphones or anything. Like it was kind of handy. So I really liked mine. Plugged it into my Xbox 360 controller because it was a long time ago. And one time, like I plugged it into the 360 controller, and it shocked the shit out of me. Sorry, I'm Nerd Up. I can't say the bad.
It wasn't me this time.
No, it was me this time.
Got to put that E next to the podcast now.
Anyway, so that's one that you can get away with on TV, I think.
Yeah, we get one. It's TV 14 today.
Yeah, we're still fine.
Yeah.
Anyway, like shocked the crap out of me, like including like shocked my throat and like went up and shocked my ear, fried the headset. The controller was fine.
Yay!
So, I guess more of the story is if you find those Call of Duty throat mics, don't use them.
I'm about to say that's the universe's way of telling you to get a normal headset.
It was a real bummer too because I had it for like I'd been using it for a few months and I really liked it.
All right, so I'm gonna ask this because you've talked about this before. Is it like a necklace or is it a choker?
Like more like a choker.
Okay, because I'm trying to visualize it. Choker is empirically more funny to me for some reason. Like I don't know why, but that.
Have you ever seen a throat mic? Because it looked. Oh, okay. I mean, it looks just like a regular throat mic. I'm
on Google.
It's a thing. Anyway, so on to the actual new stuff. So Jessica Jones, we finally got an official release date, and the theory was correct. It'll be before June 15th, one day, in fact, June 14th, 2019. And we got a little bit of a teaser trailer. Did not give us much of anything. But
we'll probably get one here in the next couple weeks.
Yeah, we'll probably get 2 more trailers honestly before it comes out. Because I think that they usually do 3 trailers before it hits. So I'm excited that we got a release date and it's super soon.
Yeah,
like we will be reviewing the show in 2 weeks because it's Jessica Jones.
All of that.
Yeah, and if it's on the 14th, our next show will be on the 16th. For Nerd Up.
That'll be more than enough time for you guys to watch it.
More than enough time for me to get caught up on Jessica Jones.
You might want to savor this one. This is the last one, right?
It's the last Marvel Netflix show, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be the last Marvel Netflix. Hopefully it's not bad, and I'll just enjoy the crap out of it.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I just realized we're not doing great with finales in this 2019.
Well, I mean, like, Endgame was fine.
That's true.
I say fine. Endgame was good. Like,
it was amazing. I'm thinking of Game of Thrones. My bad.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
thinking of TV series.
Oh yeah, Game of Thrones was real rough. That was real rough. But anyway, we don't have writers that are desperately trying to get it. Well, no, they know that they only have one left. They're not like because the writers for Game of Thrones were like, well, we could do more seasons, but we really want to go write Star Wars.
We could even do more episodes in the last season.
But they wanted to be done. So. rush that right on through because HBO lost so many subscriptions after Game of Thrones was done.
That was my favorite one. It was just me, my HBO subscription. Yeet.
Yeah, so many
I
people.
really want
I
to check
still
out
have mine.
Chernobyl.
I heard that was really good.
I've heard it's
yeah.
amazing.
I mean, HBO has a lot of quality programming. Like, it's worth keeping the subscription. Just nobody was.
AT&T
that's
can't.
pretty.
AT&T DirecTV Now can't take it away from me. Which, like, they've taken away my package for DirecTV Now. Mm-hmm. Like, my debit card got like messed up, and I had to have Derek, shout out, fix it. And then like I forgot to switch it over on my DirecTV, and they were like, just so you know, if you don't switch it by tomorrow, we take it away. And I'm like, oh, this is like the cheapest they've ever given this out, and they can't take it from me because I'm in a contract with AT&T. And I get HBO, and I've never watched HBO. I've watched like 2 episodes of Silicon Valley on it.
Silicon Valley is a pretty good show, too.
Well, I've seen all of like season 1,
good.
but like I haven't seen anything past season 1.
The last 2 seasons, I think, have not been great, but the first 2 seasons were phenomenal.
I don't remember. I can't tell you which seasons I saw, but
Yeah, fair enough. Anyway, so yeah, Jessica Jones, June 14th. We'll have that review for you in 2 weeks. Boy, I'm excited for that. Something else I'm excited for. Disney Pixar's Onward got a trailer. That's the one it's going to have Spider-Man and Star-Lord.
Okay.
And it's just a delightful trailer.
The initial image, I'm like, okay. And then I watched the trailer. I'm like, no, I can get behind this. Mm-hmm. I can completely get behind this, except maybe the whole, like, Pegasus unicorns being pigeons.
Yeah.
That I'm not a fan of that, but it's okay.
That made me super happy. So yeah, I guess have neither of you two seen this trailer, or
I'm the one that sent it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, you just weren't saying anything, so I.
Because she was talking, I wasn't going to talk over her.
Oh, fair enough.
He's
I
a
know
gentleman.
how these shows work.
But anyway, yeah, no, the trailer looked great. Yeah, it's basically fantasy world where you've got like goblins and gnomes and trolls and all this other stuff. And yeah, for whatever reason, Pegasi are pests.
The
But they're
raccoons.
modern. That's the twist. It's not medieval anymore. It's modern magical creatures.
Which we knew that
I
going
want to
in.
see the troll that's like the tax accountant.
Well, no, we saw the bridge troll.
Did we?
Yeah, he was taking the money
Oh,
like for
yeah,
the.
he was
I only
the
watched
parking
it once.
attendant.
I didn't pick up on
I
everything.
mean, I only saw it once. I mean, it'll be great because it's Pixar and it's Chris Pratt and Tom Holland. So
Yeah.
and Julie Louis-Dreyfus is in it as well.
Yeah, it's Pixar, so the voice acting cast is phenomenal.
So it's gonna be great. Like this just didn't like super wow me.
I mean, that's fair.
I think it's just because like I'm not a huge fan of like the high fantasy stuff.
Oh, I am.
Even though it's in, not that I'm not a huge fan. I'm just a little burnt out on it right now. But it looks great, and I'm like I said, I'm sure it'll be great. You don't hear me say this often, but I'm ready for like another trailer just to get a better idea of what the story itself is going to be.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
right
I
now,
can take that.
Because right now it's just this is the premise and the setting, and then here are the 2 main characters interacting a little bit.
We won't get a new one though until Frozen.
And we very
comes out
much
at the end of the year.
we very much have Elf Andy Dwyer,
yeah,
and then nerdy little brother Tom Holland.
yeah. 'Cause, are they elves? I thought they were.
I don't know what
thought
they
they were
are.
elves.
They're blue.
Yeah, but say they looked almost like trolly.
They're blue, and they're going on.
I'm pretty sure that, what was it called?
They were
Onward.
Onward, yeah. Because I don't know, they just didn't have like the pointy ears that I remember.
That's the most insulting thing I've ever heard somebody say. They look trolly.
Well,
Like if we said that to somebody on the street, that would be a fight.
not
They're
necessarily.
elves.
They're elves. Okay, they're just a different take on it, I guess. And I
Introduces
didn't
2
think about
teenage
it.
elf brothers who embark on an extraordinary quest to discover if there is still a little magic left out there.
Oh, that's cool. But yeah, I thought the Pegasus because they
was
complained
funny.
about like they didn't put the lids back on the trash can, and then like there's some Pegasi tearing up the trash
Or I guess
cans.
technically, since they're in their trash can, then they're raccoons.
Yeah.
What's that? I just said it.
Did you?
I
I wasn't
did.
paying
I
attention.
sure
I'm
did.
sorry.
All right, now we got the Broadway sirens going. The call of Broadway.
Yeah.
It's the worst video game.
Hooray, Cape.
Some
You're
homeless guy outside of-
so
Oh,
good
jeez.
at everything you do.
I just don't understand why all these emergency response vehicles take Broadway.
It's
And
like it's
also-
a main street through Cape.
It's
Yeah,
also like the slowest street.
it's hard. It's just hard to navigate. Like even with like the emergency response vehicles because like cars can't get out of the way all the time and yeah. But then again, I guess for the fire trucks, like there's not many other
It's
options.
the first turnoff.
Yeah. because either one, both fire trucks are on Sprigg. So, anyway, sorry about the local news, guys. So we also got a trailer for Netflix's upcoming Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance.
Yes, it looks gorgeous.
Very pretty.
This is seriously like the present I didn't know I wanted until it was announced.
Fair enough. And we got it'll be August 30th. And yeah, it looks like they are using, they're leaning pretty heavy on the CG, but they're still using.
A ton of it is practical.
Yeah.
Like so much of it is. I mean, it's a Henson production. They're not gonna go full CG.
Right, which is fine. Like, so it still has the charm of the original Dark Crystal, and this is a prequel, right? Like,
yes.
It'll be a whole prequel series.
Yeah, I want to see how badly the Skeksis mess things up.
Fair enough.
And I need another trailer to see if some of the Skeksis are the same Skeksis or not.
I need to watch Dark Crystal again because I haven't watched Dark Crystal since I was.
They just put it back up on Netflix.
Oh, good. So I'll
watch
be able
it
to,
again. It's so good. My last watch of it was in the theaters last year when they re-released it in 4K. But
nice. I should have watched it.
That was
then.
my movie between.
Oh no, I'm not. It's just one of those things. Like ever since I've rewatched the original Turtles movies on Blu-ray, I'm like, we don't need to we can re-release stuff, but we don't have to up the def because you start seeing a lot of flare. Like,
oh no, not this. You got
really?
You got more detail from all the puppet work
good.
and everything in the foreground, like the plants and stuff. Oh, it was gorgeous.
Okay, good.
It was so pretty
because
I was worried about that too when we went and saw it in theaters. I'm like, is this going to be worth it? Because I mean, this was made back in like the 80s, but yeah, no, it was totally worth it.
Because like the film quality on the first Turtles was not amazing. And then you put that in Blu-ray, and it looks worse.
Yeah,
some things age better than others.
Yeah, so I'm happy that Dark Crystal is one of those.
But you have to keep in mind with this was an entire world that they created. So you weren't just like, oh, hey, here's a building with some stuff shoved in it.
That's fair. I was to say Henson was a crazy person when it came to that, in the best way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, totally.
And sometimes, the HD, like there are times where HD can really help, and there are other times where HD
hurts.
Yeah, like I really like the 30 Rock bit. Where they had like an episode where they were like doing the live filming or whatever, and it was all in HD. And you could see Liz Lemon's scar, which you couldn't see, or they put makeup on during the the regular season, because Tina Fey has like that scar on her like lip area.
Oh yeah.
Because like whenever she was a kid, she got like.
A crazy person like attacked her with a broken bottle.
Yeah, and like messed up her face a little bit.
I mean, it's it's not messed up at all. It's just there's
just a scar.
Sometimes there's a kind of noticeable scar, but it's real minor. It's not it's not Joker scars or anything.
Yeah, she doesn't look like Scar from
She just
Lion
has
King.
like a white line
next
to her mouth.
It kind of looks like somebody tried to give her put a smile on your face like scar a little bit, but didn't go quite as hard with it. But yeah, no, like it was funny because you never really see that because I'm sure they put makeup on it during the regular season and everything. But they did like that HD special of 30 Rock where it was like extremely obvious, and they made the whole joke about like they made the joke in show like Alec Baldwin's character did, whose name I can't remember right now.
Jack Donaghy.
Yeah, Jack Donaghy made a joke about like you may not survive HD, Liz, and yeah, it was funny.
Well, and then there's the joke of her walking past the HD camera. Or whenever she's getting her own talk show, when they're like, okay, we'll try the HD camera, and they full on put like Wicked Witch makeup on her.
Yeah,
no HD, stay away from HD. And that's when he walks by, Jack Donaghy walks by, and he's like 20 years ago, Jack Donaghy.
Oh yeah.
20 years
And then Kenneth walks by, and he's just a straight up Muppet.
Yeah, I remember that.
30 Rock is a good show.
Yeah, 30 Rock was awesome.
Anyway, so yeah, Dark Crystal though, like that does like the trailer looked gorgeous.
I was a little worried at first, but after watching that trailer, I'm like, yeah, no, this is gonna be amazing.
And they've stayed real true to the art style, like all the promotional material just looks really good. So yeah, this could be really cool. Like I said, August 30th this year, it'll be on Netflix, so give you a reason to keep that subscription around at least a little longer. And then the last thing here for this section, we got to see Godzilla King of Monsters.
Yes.
So I'm going to give that a spoiler-free review. And Lindsay will help me out because she's the only other one here at the table that has seen it. So, yeah, Lindsay, you ahead and start.
I mean, it was a Godzilla movie.
It was a
good Godzilla movie. I enjoyed it. I'm not a huge Godzilla fan, but Shannon is. So
Very much so.
I slowly retain information that's been given to me, and there were a bunch of Easter eggs in it that even I got. So that kind of made me happy. I mostly was just really excited to see Mothra, because Mothra was awesome.
Yeah, Mothra's really cool.
All of the monsters were awesome.
And there were so many.
Yeah.
4 of them got the most screen time, but we did get to see a couple of the minor ones and a couple of the ones you don't hear about very often.
Well, those other ones were all just generic. They weren't, other than from the last one.
Yeah, well, because there were 2 of them that are historically Godzilla. I think 2 of the ones that showed up were
just from
existing ones.
just from the last Godzilla movie before this. The other ones were just generic. Because that was one of Shannon's biggest complaints.
Because I thought 2 of the monsters had been in Godzilla movies before, but if Shannon says they weren't, then they're not.
No, because I was looking for other ones that I didn't know, or like Biolante, or he was even saying like King Caesar, and it's like nope. Like even just throwing their name on there, he was hoping for that.
Because there were a ton of monsters that in previous Godzilla movies that didn't show up in this one. But we did get to see the ones we got to see the most of. Obviously, it was Godzilla, King Ghidorah, Rodan, and Mothra.
Yeah, and there's a few little Easter eggs with a couple of them as well. Yep. So. And
then my one complaint with the movie, and it's not really a complaint, it's just kind of nitpicky. So Kong versus Godzilla is a movie that's happening.
Yes.
Because
next
the Kong,
year, isn't it?
Yeah. Because Kong Skull Island is in this universe.
Uh-huh.
So the number of times they referenced King Kong in this movie was just really one of those they were just kind of bopping you in the nose hey, did you know that this is in the same universe? We're going to do a movie, and it's going to be Kong Skull Island.
And
you should watch it.
Same boat as Shannon, and I don't care about Kong.
Kong Skull Island was a surprisingly good movie,
It was a good movie. I will give it that. But they better up Kong. I get that he was young in that one, but he needs to grow and quick.
He's going to need to get real big to take on Godzilla.
Yeah.
It's not like, Age of Ultron, where they're like, we're going to Wakanda? There's a subtle way to do things. Even in Infinity War, just this is the end game. Oh, well played. Strange.
Yeah, this was not subtle at all. This was very ham-fisted.
Yep.
And,
it was Gotham, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's a good comparison. And then, at the end of the movie, they start doing all these newspaper clippings, which is really cool.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of Easter eggs in there, but approximately 40% of them were about Kong and Skull Island.
Yeah.
So it's guys, we get it.
Yeah.
I wonder what movie's gonna come out.
Right. I wonder what they're doing next. But overall, Lindsay, on the Nerd Up scale, what do you give it?
I'll give it the full price.
There you go.
Mostly because I paid full price and I don't regret it.
That's important. All right, so yeah, no, I feel pretty much the same way. It was just awesome. I want to know what jokers are out here saying that they wish there was more human bits to it. They needed more time with the humans. They needed more dialogue with the humans.
Because that's the one thing that's actually made me interested in seeing it. Because I'm not I like kaiju as a concept and it sounds cool. It looks cool.
Balance.
I just that first movie. Seeing the trailer made me. I just don't care about any of these people. Yeah. Why are you focusing on people when you have giant monsters fighting? That's what kaiju movies are. So to see the reviews of people saying it suffers from the human moments. Is that actually makes me more interested. Because I get that. Honestly, I get that idea of if you don't care about the spectacle of seeing, these giant monsters fight each other, and you want, there to be an actual purpose to it, and more stakes involved for things you can relate to. I get that. I just think you're in the wrong.
You're watching the wrong.
I feel like the people who are saying that aren't reviewing this movie because they wanted to review this movie. It's because the website or paper or whatever outlet they work for, hey, we need a review for this.
So go watch it.
So we're assigning that.
Yeah. Because I call them jokers because in my opinion, they had a good balance.
Yes.
But the balance was definitely it's leaning a little bit towards too much human from my personal
I agree.
take.
There was some stuff that wasn't necessary.
Yeah. Because when I watch a Godzilla movie, I want to watch monsters fight. And especially with the visual spectacle that we have now of the CG. Oh my god.
Ghidorah was amazing.
Holy crap. Yeah, some of the best CG I've seen in any movie is in this film.
Would you be able to watch this movie independent of Godzilla?
Yes.
You would be able to watch it independent and be fine? Because I've seen Godzilla, but it's been... I watched it when it came out on Blu-ray.
There's a lot of characters that are in the movie, and then one of the big I guess the central plot line of the human element
carries over.
Yeah, carries over.
You could go in without it.
Yeah, you won't. It's not critical information. It just adds a little bit to the story, so you have a better idea of their motivations.
You can grab onto which characters have relationships with one another from like work aspects and from the previous one without it being shoved in your face.
Okay, because it's one of those like I know that did Godzilla come out in 15?
14.
I think it was 2014 or 15.
Okay, so I remember when it came out, and I remember watching it, but it's been that long since I've seen it.
If you've seen it, at least you're fine.
Yeah.
There's plenty of reminders.
Okay, cool.
Because I haven't seen it like basically since then either. Which I need to watch it again because it is a really good movie.
Oh yeah, no, I remember enjoying it. It's just one of those like if there's
just didn't have enough Godzilla.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, no, there's more than a few scenes with King Ghidorah that's just because like you saw a few of them in the trailer that's just epic as all get out. Like the first time Godzilla and Ghidorah fight, like the pan out, seeing like Godzilla like and them running at each other.
Seen Shannon's wallpaper.
Yeah.
That is an amazing scene.
It's an amazing
that
shot.
Screenshot
like,
that he took. Yeah.
It's so good. And then it's not a spoiler, but Lindsay, the lightning.
Yes.
Holy crap.
Yes.
Anybody that knows anything about Godzilla, Ghidorah shoots lightning, but there's one scene in particular.
And if you were there in real life, you would crap your pants.
Yes.
I don't think that's going to make me crap myself. I think seeing Godzilla and then King Ghidorah, like, I'm just poop at that point. I'm not even a human. Like, I have pooped my skeleton. I want you to know that that's not going to do it. Like, I'm going to be dead by then just from that.
You'll have already had a heart attack.
Yeah, like, I would have already died. Like,
yeah, no,
you're 20 miles away from it. Yeah, but, like, I can still see them.
I can feel them.
I just felt the earth move. I'm dead.
Yeah, like, Dawn's like, nope. The body just quits. He's not a bullet or anything. The body commits
It's Alfred in Dark Knight Returns. Like, just...
Because, like, there's a few other scenes, like, you see Rodan flying over a city in the trailer.
Oh, done.
Yeah.
Lightning isn't going to do it, guys. Like,
seeing the giant pterodactyl fly over the road with enough force that it basically makes a hurricane.
Yeah, because you have a several 100-ton, creature flying at near sonic speeds over a city.
Because in the trailer, just like it wipes out the city, but it just clears it out
as it's flying past it.
MCU is worried about the wrong things. Iron Man's hurting people. King Ghidorah, Mothra. I mean, you wish you had Iron Man.
They don't have that yet. That's why, like, when Galactus comes about,
they're gonna be like,
that's when you get that scale.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like it was absolutely a visual spectacle. There were more than a few times that like they're dealing with people stuff, and you see like the fight going on in the background, and I'm like,
can I watch? Right, can I watch that?
That would make me mad.
Where's the button to change characters? Like, I want to go with you. I want to pan over here.
Why?
Because you just see like bits of Millie Bobby Brown is doing her thing because you see that stuff in the trailer. She's off doing her thing, and you see the fight happening in the background. It's like, can I just?
Which I gotta say, Billy had the best quote while we were in the theater, and he's like, "Why is 11 freaked out by this? She's seen worse."
Was there like a little cameo of like Drake peeking out from the bushes?
I wish.
If only he had gotten crushed. Anyway, but yeah, no, it was a visual spectacle at the very least. I absolutely, if you have any interest in like monster movies, kaiju movies, it's a full price. Like, it's at the very least a matinee. See this movie in theaters because it's a movie that needs to be watched in theaters.
I know Zane and Ciro have both already gone.
Yeah, I absolutely believe that. Like, see this movie in theaters. Like, I'm sure it'll be great on Blu-ray. I'll pick it up that way and I'll watch it again. But like, it's a movie that needs to be experienced in theaters. All right, next portion of our podcast is brought to you by our wonderful friends at Villainous Grounds in Perryville, Missouri. Stop by there for all your comic book and coffee needs. So DC has announced a couple of new books, or several new books, for their Ink imprint, which we haven't heard anything about in a while. That's their young adult imprint. They release like full graphic novels at a time, not individual issues. So it's like 169 page
I would
books.
like better.
Probably. And the first one they're doing, from this announcement anyway, they've done a few already. They're doing Teen Titans Raven. And after that, we're getting a Beast Boy book. So, a young adult series for Raven, like in a 169 page thing. And usually I think they're $17 is the DC Ink price. then we also got confirmation that they're going to give us a new Nightwing story, but it's not going to be Teen Titans. They've already done a Harley Quinn story. I think that was actually the first one they did on the imprint. And I think that was all we got out of it. Nightwing, Beast Boy, and Raven were the big announcements.
Which is the great thing, because I usually would say, hey, David, but they already know.
Is
That'll just make its way into my box.
Yeah, Nightwing.
If Nightwing is attached, it's closely followed by Dalton.
Yeah, just like
do these take place in the main DC universe, or is it like a
sometimes they do, sometimes they don't.
Okay, because I didn't know, because I'm so far behind on Nightwing, I don't even know if it's still Rick Grayson, Dick Grayson, or if that's all been resolved or anything like that. So I didn't know if that was going to impact this book.
Like it's like the Black Label imprint. Mm-hmm. Some of that stuff impacts main universe. Some of it's an alternate universe. Mm-hmm. I feel like because we got a little bit of a trailer on Raven, and just from the little bit we got, I believe that this is alternate universe.
Okay,
but I don't know for sure.
Which Raven is a character it's very easy to do. Yep. Like, I want to tell a Raven story. Okay, well, you have to be off in this thing because it's hard to tell a Raven story that's not going to impact other people on a pretty profound level.
Mm-hmm. Easy, because you can just do that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's looking like it's alternate universe, but I don't hold me to that. It's
and
distinctly,
it may vary by book too.
Yeah, and it's distinctly possible that it goes with the DC Universe TV show. Unlikely, but it's possible. But because the art was definitely different. Tamaki is doing the art. She was the one that was doing the X-23 art, and it's really, really good.
Ooh,
so
yeah. I liked the art in that book.
You said the TV show, and that made me think. Did you see the trailer for Swamp Thing?
No.
It looked pretty legit. Very much, like, the trailer at least was not focused on Swamp Thing at all. Like, you got, like, one real good look at him, but it kind of seemed like almost like a horror thriller, like it would have been an awesome movie.
Because I know, like, I did see a little clip of it, like, I guess probably the end of it, where you have, like, the woman laying down next to Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
Jim Lee posted that to his Instagram, and I saw that.
Which, like, what you're saying with Swamp Thing checks out for that universe.
Right.
Because, like, again, I am the only person that didn't like Titans, so, like,
yeah,
they're very much going for that darker aesthetic.
Because I think it came out, or it comes out, like, today or something like that.
It started the 29th.
Okay. So, but I haven't seen any reviews on it, but, like, the trailer itself made me curious.
Might check it out.
I just didn't know if you'd seen the trailer or not.
Do you just want me to give you my DC Universe login?
Maybe eventually.
All right, cool.
Because I also have that login.
Wait, I thought, do you use my login?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I changed my password.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. All right. It's a super easy password.
Yes, it is. But anyway. So, yeah, and that's all for comic books. This next portion of our podcast.
It's kind of a light week.
Slow comic week.
It was also a slow TV week. There was like 2 stories.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, no, it was not like video games. Weirdly, like video games is definitely the biggest part of this last week.
Oh, don't worry, we got something to talk about.
We got a lot of stuff to talk about, and which is weird because E3 is next week. Like
which some of this is because of
yeah.
PS3's. Like Sony's not going to be at E3, so they're getting their news out ahead of that news cycle to get the.
And I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that's just like a lot of other companies are trying to get you hyped up for E3. Mm-hmm. They usually do that a little bit, but usually it's not, this far in advance.
Yeah.
I mean, they usually do it like
week.
Right, but like basically, I would expect this news to be hitting like in the next few days.
Okay.
Not like last week. Like I said, a little sooner than normal, not like crazy soon. But anyway, Josh of Press Start to Join. You can find all of their content at ps2jshow.com, including social media links and past podcasts. Last Wednesday of every month is History of Gaming. The most recent episode is Assassin's Creed, which it's upsetting to me a little bit that that's history now, because I was in college when that game came out, the first one.
I mean, you feeling old, Jesse?
In fairness, like, it doesn't... It's not necessarily like history and like, here's an influential thing, like,
no.
Oh, this is a huge part. It's just like, think about it though, how many Assassin's Creed games have there been?
So many.
Because they turned that into an annual franchise at some point, so.
Yeah, for a while it was annual.
There's just a bunch of those games that have a ridiculous amount of lore to them.
Yeah, because after Assassin's Creed 2, they did 5 games, like, one a year.
Yeah, they did. After 2, that was yearly. It was Brotherhood, Revelations, 3, 4, Rogue, and Unity. And then Syndicate, 6 years.
Yeah.
And then they took...
Rogue and Unity were in the same year. Or Unity and... Yeah, Unity and Rogue were in the same year.
So I counted that, but So,
I mean, it was 6...
5 to 6 years, yes.
Well, you know who knows
6
that
games
for
in
sure.
5 years.
Press Start to Join.
Press Start to Join.
And it was a really good episode.
Gaming month.
Yeah. It's one of those it's one of those series that I really wish I still loved. I was talking about with Calvin this morning.
Assassin's Creed, guys, not Press Start to Join. He does.
Oh, yeah, no, I still actively love Press Start to Join. But yeah, no, that series is like it was one of my favorite series, and then turned into like one of my least favorite because of Unity.
I think you need to just like I think you really need to play Odyssey.
And then was Origins and then Odyssey, right?
I feel like you could probably skip Origins because because Origins is the one that changed everything, like the gameplay wise that you're worried about. Odyssey continued on that, but made it way better, like in every regard.
Does it play like New God of War?
Kinda.
Oh, so I'd be decent at it.
Yeah, I mean it's the R1, R2, are your attacks.
Yeah,
like we've said it before, but I think you would like it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm confident you would like, because you picked a weird time, a bad time to get out of the series, is my understanding. Because Origins was really good, and
he went out when it
Odyssey
bottomed out.
Yeah, I went out whenever it crapped the bed.
I've heard I've heard pretty mixed things about Origins. Like people start it and just cannot get into it, but like even people who had that problem with Origins loved Odyssey.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like Origins was really like a huge step up and was really, really good, and then Odyssey is just phenomenal, is my understanding.
Yeah.
But I haven't been into the series since Assassin's Creed 3. And
Fair.
I quit playing in 2, or like I beat the first one, I quit in 2. I eventually went and played 4. Like years after it came out, games after it came out, hated it because I hated the unskippable 20-minute walking tour of the office.
Yep.
When I just want to be a pirate.
Yep.
And I never got past it, and then I went back to Odyssey just because Greg Miller kept talking about it on Kind of Funny, and I was just like, oh yeah, no, this is amazing.
I still maintain that those games would be 3,000% better without the real world story arcs.
Those were my favorite parts of the first games.
3,000% better. Anyway, yeah, so video game stuff. Borderlands. There's more Borderlands news, I'm telling you guys. I know, like, remember how it used to be the Overwatch update?
It's the Borderlands update.
Borderlands update.
And I'm way more happy about it. And I loved Overwatch, but boy, do I love Borderlands.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, and I love it so much that I'm starting out with a rumor.
I'm about to say, and we never do that.
There was a rumor that I'm putting here as like top of my video game news. So we got, the rumor is that we're going to get, at E3, they're going to drop some DLC for Borderlands 2 that will bridge the two games together. That will basically tell the story of how Lilith becomes Strike Commander, and yeah, I don't want to.
Is it like, would it be free DLC or would it be a paid
idea.
content update?
Because
like it's crazy to think that they would still make all new content for 2 if they're working on 3.
I mean, in fairness, they have like hyped the crap out of like, because they released all new content for 1 and 2 since they did the big 4K update for 2. Then
and pre-sequel that was tied with, that was tied with
and
pre-sequel.
Then Borderlands 1 got the 4K update plus a bunch of customization updates and more stuff to do. So, and that was all free.
Yeah, but like a lot of that's not going to include like new assets and like locations.
True, but
which I mean they could recycle stuff in this one,
because I mean even the DLC they recycled a lot. They just reskinned a couple things.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I don't know if this is going to be free. It would, like, I would expect it to. I say expect.
You would like for it to be free, but
my bet is that it's free. I guess
because it would be kind of a hard sell. Like I don't know if I would buy it, depending on the price. Like I don't know if I would fork over money just to do an add-on thing.
Well,
for when I'm about to drop $60 on a game. I'm about to
you
drop
and I are
significantly
dropping
more than $60 on a game.
We got
here in just a couple
big
months.
editions pre-order.
I'd probably get the $100. I'll probably.
Well, we got the $100
that's what we got.
ones.
Yeah, but that's probably what I'll get. But like,
because we found out the $250 one is just the chest and collectibles.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I think the original like Campaign of Carnage and like the pirate one, I think those were only $10 whenever they first came out. Yeah. So I wouldn't see it being any more than 10. And if it's one of those like,
I mean, each of their content packs are only $10 a piece, but it was like $10 a piece, or you could get all of them for $25.
Yeah, because I remember I think I got the season pass whenever I got the game.
Yeah, I did it like on.
I'd have to ask you. You were the one that checked me out that night.
I checked you and several other people out.
Way more than several. That was a big old release.
Yeah, it was. Boy, I was excited about it.
But it was. I mean, it's a cool idea if they do it. Yeah. But I really think that they should do it for free, just as a here's an incentive to, if you have bought one of the remastered versions, or even like now on the PS Plus, Handsome Collection is one of the games for gold, or
one of the free games.
The
instant game collection, or whatever they call
mm-hmm.
it. It's free right now if you've got PlayStation Plus, folks. Is what we're getting at. Which I thought about renewing my PlayStation Plus just to have it digitally.
I'm going to download it digitally and probably sell my physical disc.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've got a physical disc laying around too.
I only own on my I have the disc for my Xbox, but my PS4 copy is digital. I got it for like $15 on a sale one time.
Mm-hmm. My Xbox copy is digital. My PlayStation copy is physical. I think. No, it definitely. Well.
Anyway,
they both are digital. Anywho, so yeah, like if that happens, like I said, my bet would be free, but I'd pay $10 for it.
Yeah, same.
Like for like a little bit of extra, like Borderlands 2 story going to Borderlands 3.
I need to actually play Tales from the Borderlands.
Yeah, I'm tempted to just YouTube the story.
Yeah, I have the game on my PS4. Like I think I beat the first chapter, maybe halfway through the second. So I have like 4 chapters to go. I could probably beat that this week.
Because I know people have compiled on YouTube like the relevant scenes into a movie.
And IGN has like the Borderlands story explained in 5 minutes, and they kind of gloss over broad strokes what that plot was.
Okay.
So because I know a little bit of Tales from the Borderlands apparently is going to have an impact in Borderlands 3, but.
Because from what I gathered, pre-sequel really didn't affect a whole lot.
Yeah, pre-sequel didn't do anything. Like it gave you backstory on Jack and Wilhelm.
Yeah.
And I guess Tannis. But but mostly it was backstory on like it gave us more information about Jack and why he became who he was. So yeah, not a whole lot of relevant information to the overall story. Just I didn't think Jack needed any more info. I thought he was already a perfect villain. And then
you didn't need to give him sympathy, which what they kind of did.
I didn't need to be sympathetic to Jack. Anyway,
but Butt Stallion.
So we also got Call of Duty Modern Warfare trailer. So we, I think we talked about it last week. It was officially confirmed that the new Call of Duty game for 2019 will be Modern Warfare. And we got a trailer. It looks like they're doing a single player in lieu of the Battle Royale. So if you really liked that mode in Black Ops 4.
Single player, the campaign is confirmed.
Yeah, campaign is definitely happening. The trailer was in-game campaign.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we got to see Soap McTavish is going to come back. If any of you played the original Modern Warfare campaign, I can never remember the dude's name that has the... now I can't even think of what the price is. The mustache.
Everywhere that I've seen talked about it, we're talking about Price.
Okay.
Like as the name.
So yeah, a lot of the characters coming back. So this is very much a continuation of the Modern Warfare plotline.
Soft reboot.
Okay, cool.
Like it is a reboot because I think one of, if not both of those characters are actually dead.
Soap died, which so I was confused as to how he was making it back. Soft reboot makes sense.
Because it's a reboot.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
Because that was the argument that people were having of like, okay, so Modern Warfare 2 Remastered is coming out in the same year as Modern Warfare, but Modern Warfare is a reboot, and then like people were giving them guys like, oh, they're completely out of ideas, blah blah blah. But yeah, because it's going to be a reboot, and it's going to be the campaign is back, and apparently is like way different than what a traditional Call of Duty campaign is, because this is going way more into like Spec Ops The Line type of storytelling.
Which Spec Ops The Line was great.
Them talking about like what they saw at Judges Week was like 3 scenarios. One of them is like you were there like in London when a terrorist attack happens. So you're like surrounded by all of that. And then you are like part of the team that's going to like find the people who carried it out. So you're working your way through a house, but you like not everyone in this house is a terrorist that you know of. Mm. So you have to be like, there's a baby crying upstairs. Like, so it's like a really like, it's not just a, here we go, Johnny USA shooting guns everywhere all the time. And then like the third story beat they saw is you were an actual like literal 12-year-old child in one of these like war-torn Middle Eastern countries as these like Russian invaders are coming through, and you were playing as a child as like this like one is particularly big Russian dude is coming through and like trying to kill your family, and like you were having to like run around and try to like hide from him, and you eventually get a gun, but like even just shooting it once sends you flying because again you are a like
12-year-old.
It's very much not a like fun action-packed romp. It's going to be a super like
in-depth story
in the hard choices of war and things like that, which is going to be interesting to see how Activision pulls off.
Yeah, well, because it's Infinity Ward is doing this one. which I haven't been a fan of since Modern Warfare 2 because they axed that crew. They later became Respawn Entertainment and gave us Titanfall 2, and now Apex Legends.
They're doing all right for themselves.
Yeah, they're doing just fine. But yeah, no, that's interesting. Like, because a lot of people were really upset with Black Ops 4 not having a campaign. And I do think it's an interesting call that this is going to have a campaign. And the current report is that I haven't seen any official confirmation, but yeah, no battle royale in this one. And they probably won't do zombies. Like Infinity Ward has,
and that bums me out because one of the things they've talked about is you will get in Black Ops 4, it's like, why would we play zombies? Because we don't unlock this stuff. We don't get the tiered stuff from multiplayer. You have to play multiplayer. Apparently, they're doing away with that. So it's just whatever game mode you play, multiplayer-wise, you are getting, those are the rewards you're getting.
That's
good. You're progressing it in that way.
That's really good.
Which made me hopeful. It was like, oh, sweet. Then, maybe I won't feel bad whenever I get Shannon to play zombies with me, and try to guilt you into playing a couple rounds. Because look, we're earning towards things.
It's at least getting something.
Because that was the other big news to come out of it, where it's going to be cross-play.
Yeah.
Which the way that they're wording it makes it sound like it's console and PC, but from what at least from Greg and Andrea, the people who were at Judges Week, they seemed to be under the impression and were told that, or maybe not outright told, but they were very much
hinted at
working towards no, it's going to be, if you buy it on PlayStation, I buy it on Xbox, and Jesse buys it on PC, we can still be we can all still play together.
Yeah.
And my first thought was, oh my God, no, I don't want to play with PC people. I will get obliterated. But it's based on your control input. So you would only play with PC people if they were also playing with a controller, or if you plug in a Xbox, a keyboard and mouse for your console.
Your Xbox. Okay, that makes a lot more sense because I was thinking, the articles that I saw all said crossplay between all the consoles and PC.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Why would you do that to people? But you look at
Fortnite and things like that. That is a pretty standard thing.
Right.
You have that kind of console and PC going together.
It's just mouse and keyboard. We talk about, you hear all the time about PC Master Race and console casual plebs, et cetera. I don't subscribe to that, but I absolutely do subscribe to the objective fact that mouse and keyboard is way more precise, and you can do a lot more than with a controller. It's got a steeper learning curve, and it takes some getting used to. But once you do, there's no beating a mouse for aiming. Yeah. You just can't.
Point. No.
Especially if you got a really good mouse, or even a bad mouse is going to be better than a controller. Mm-hmm. The control stick can only do so much, and you can move the mouse a lot more.
There's a lot more freedom in movement.
A lot more freedom in movement.
We're not going to have that
stuff you can do.
Borderlands 2 issue we were having today.
Right. Because plus, in addition to that, you've got 5 fingers that you're using for keys on the other side, plus whatever mouse buttons you've got. There's just more inputs you can put in at a time with a mouse and keyboard versus a controller. That's just how it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a terrible idea for anybody that's wanting to play competitively. But if they limit it to controllers, perfect.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to be based on input.
Yeah,
apparently. And then the other big thing is that they are no longer going to do a season pass. All of the maps and updates will be free. Now they're going to monetize this game out the wazoo.
Yeah.
Black Ops 4 had the season pass, and they still
monetized
unnecessarily just filled it with those microtransactions, with the black market and the tier system, and it was disgusting. That really is what makes me not want to go back to Black Ops 4, is because the tier system, I'm never going to get anything good.
Yep.
Without spending money, and that the black market, in World War II, remember the black market was awesome because you had these daily objectives that would get you crates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now that's completely the black market is strictly just, hey, drop $8 and get a skin, a weapon skin, and 2 other nothings.
Yeah, because it was one of those things where in the black market, it becomes the different school of thought, I guess. Because the black market, you knew exactly what you were getting in Black Ops 4 because you were paying money for that object. Mm-hmm. But I would personally much prefer the World War II method where I play I would rather save up the points and buy exactly what I want, but I am fine. Like, I would much prefer being able to earn stuff instead of having to pay cash for the cosmetics.
Right, because there's no way to earn. At least, like, from the last time I played, there was no way to earn that currency.
Right.
Those Call of Duty points you can only get by
Cash.
paying money.
Which,
granted, at least it doesn't affect gameplay. Like, I did see a thing that apparently they have started including weapons
in the tiers.
In the tiers and things like that, which is a major bummer, but...
Yeah, but at least you can earn those, but I'm sure they're like the last thing that you get and all that. But yeah, because I'm always fine with microtransactions as long as they don't impact gameplay, especially if I'm paying $60 already for the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, fine. Charge me money for charge me money for microtransactions, but make them cosmetic only. And it was the thing with like Black Ops 4, like none of the skins were cool enough to be worth me spending the money on.
Yeah.
And that was, I guess, the bummer there. And I don't know if they foresaw that, because Black Ops 4, most of the skins were just palette swaps.
Yeah, they weren't very
good. And like texture swaps.
They eventually, some of the tier skins got kind of elaborate. Like Firebreak is the knight and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
But it was one of those things where it's like those were up in like level 40 tier.
Of course they were. So yeah, I'm sure that especially if they're not going to be selling the season pass and selling maps, then yeah, like we're probably going to get some pay to win aspects to this game, and it's making me real nervous about paying any amount of money for it.
Yeah, it's very much one of those like I'm not going to get it.
I'm not
weekend
gonna get it day one.
Dang it!
Why?
I let you guys get it day one so I can wait it out.
No, Shannon will get it day one. And,
that's right.
Because he'll give in, like he always does.
Yeah, it's Call of Duty, and he'll probably talk us into it. But yeah, no, I'm just gonna have to see how they do the microtransactions. Like, well, as we get more information about this, folks, we'll of course let you know. But right now, I'm very nervous about it. I am happy because we did get flipping Black Ops 4 told us that they're not gonna sell map packs. What they didn't tell us was that they're going to release more maps,
but you can only get them in the season pass.
Yeah, you have to buy the entire season pass, which dumb. So I'm really hoping they don't. They swerved us there. I hope they don't swerve us again, because that is a cool feature. Being able, the Overwatch.
One they've explicitly said we will not be selling maps.
Good.
So at least that way you're not going to fracture the player base, which was exactly what they were doing.
Yeah, and that's what's happened for years with Call of Duty. They end up splitting the player base because a lot of people don't care about the maps that much, and especially not with the price they were asking for 3 maps.
And then you run into the problem of the people who do pay for them. Not enough people are paying for them, so you're not getting match made in with the maps that you paid for, so you're never seeing those. And
yup. So anyway. So now we got a whole bunch of Pokemon stuff, so we'll get Lindsay involved here.
Hi. I'm still here.
Starting off, we're going to get a Pokemon Direct for Sword and Shield on June 5th, but it's going to be a...
Wednesday or Thursday?
Wednesday.
And it's just going to be a 15-minute Direct, though, so we're not going to get a ton of information.
So I might get to watch it before work.
Maybe.
Might be I don't know what... I'm not expecting much. I feel like we might get the secondary evolutions of the starters.
I think it's too soon for that.
We might get some of the other we might find out what the mascot, the Pikachu of this generation is going to be. We might get some Pokemon reveals, or it may just be a focus.
We might get some mechanics.
And that's the other thing is it's whatever the mega evolution of this generation is going to be.
Yeah, whatever the neat mechanic is going to be for this time.
What's the little steel guy that they've already shown that's in Pokemon Go?
Meltan.
Because apparently the rumor or the leak or whatever was that he was going to play a huge part in the special evolution type thing. We might get more on that. But I'm after just seeing that this is just another Pokemon game. I'll watch it on YouTube after. I'm not gonna try to watch it live or anything like that.
Yeah, super stoked about seeing it live. It's one of those things if I've got nothing going on and I have the time and ability to do it, then I'll watch it. But I'm not gonna be oh god, I have to get back to my computer and watch it. Yeah. I don't know. I'm not that stressed about it.
I just know that if I don't come noon, I'm gonna have 20 people posting the same video to my feed on Facebook.
Lindsay, did you see it?
Or I'm I'm at work.
Yeah. So keep a lookout for that June 5th. I'm hoping that we get to see the evolutions. We won't because it's like Lindsay said, it's a little early.
I'll be surprised if they give us the second evolution. But I still feel like it's too early.
Well, I mean, second evolution, what they'll evolve into, not the final evolution.
Not the final, but I still feel like it's too soon.
And it likely is. Like I said, and especially with E3, which that's why they're doing this now, is so they don't, so going into E3, whatever they're showing off, Pokemon's not going to be
or
there.
they'll just show us some random things, because if I'm remembering right with Sun and Moon, like we got Rockruff and like Mudsdale and Salandit, they just leaked those. Like that's what they threw out, was just some other random Pokemon.
And I'm sure that's going to be a lot of it. It's going to be mechanics and maybe a half dozen like Pokemon that are going to be in this one.
Yeah.
That's my guess. But in other Pokemon related news, and there was a bunch. Pokemon.
They had the worst conference of all time.
Seriously.
Like, did you watch the conference itself?
No.
Oh, I watched the Kind of Funny watch along, and they were just ripping on it because it was atrocious. It made no sense of how they did it.
Fantastic. Well, we got Pokemon Home.
Which help me if it makes me as angry as iCloud makes me.
So,
surely it won't.
Like that, like seeing it like on paper, like I immediately thought of you because I was like, oh, that's actually really awesome.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty much.
I can finally link all my stuff together, which I realized I kind of let my bank lapse, so I kind of need to repay for that.
Because it combines like all of the ways that you could transport Pokemon between. Between generations, instead of having all of these different services and go all the way out around that.
Well, you're still going to need the services,
right?
Though.
But once you have it all there in the one place, that's the only one you need, because it
Exactly.
combines Pokemon Bank and like moving stuff from GBA. Like they had the flow chart of
Yep.
how you can get stuff into stuff.
Because it looks like you could move from that flow chart they posted. You could move to the bank or to Pokemon Home. From 3DS, Go, Let's Go, and then Sword and Shield, you can move to the home. But you can only move from home either back to the same game or to Sword and Shield.
Yes, and that's the way the bank works as well, as far as that goes.
You can only move to
the
newer
current one
generations.
because whenever you move up to the next system, it changes the data.
Fair. Because I thought that was interesting. Like you couldn't move, like you couldn't go from 3DS to Let's Go.
No.
Which I guess makes sense because Let's Go did just have the 150, right? Yeah, there were 151. So
well, it's got more now. Well, okay, yeah, no.
Let's Go, not because Go has like almost everything.
Yeah, no, my
now.
brain just went no for a second.
It's almost like they use a lot of the same words too
I
many
know.
times.
Right?
We'll get there.
Right?
So yeah, like it seems really, really cool though, especially for people like Lindsay specifically that has all of those games with a whole bunch of Pokemon on all of them.
As long as it's easy to use and it doesn't aggravate me. Like every time I open Photoshop and it says, "Do you want to access iCloud?" No, I don't. I would just want to use my Photoshop. Leave me alone.
Does the
that's not an option.
which hopefully
The look
like
Lindsay's giving me,
if they're
folks,
just
so we need
like
a camera here.
if they're mainlining it, like hopefully it's just that it's
That's
streamlining
what
everything,
I'm
so
like.
it
If
will
it
be
works
better.
like Pokebank and it's just giving me other options, that's fine. I like the Pokebank. The worst it does is if I don't have the right game in, it tells me I can't open it.
Did
Solid.
do you have a living dex?
Not quite. I am missing 20 if you do not include the variations and genders.
Okay. Because I know because you said like people like Lindsay, it's like because there
that's
are a
what
lot
I've
of people
been
who
doing. I need to go back and replay Black and White, and I don't want to.
because there's like a lot of people that have like that living dex, and that's how they move stuff from game to game is using Pokebank, and now they'll be able to.
Or like my shiny Vaporeon that's currently in my Moon game. I think I've had since my Pearl game, and I just keep bumping it up.
Yeah, because it was one of those ones you thought was a fake, but like
I was terrified it was a fake because I traded a level 100 Ninetales and I wanted a level 100 Vaporeon because I didn't want to work for it, and I just lucked out that the one they gave me was shiny.
which just
Like best trade ever, seriously. And yeah, I was terrified when I transferred it into the bank that it would not transfer because that was something else that it did, that if it was a hacked one, it would not transfer into it, and it went fine. So I'm like, yay, you're real.
So now Lindsay just has a level 100 shiny Vaporeon that follows you to every game. But anyway, so we also got Pokemon Sleep, which this
Terrifies me.
Yeah, a little bit. It's just weird. It's the new mobile game from the guys that from the Pokemon team that did Magikarp Jump.
Yep.
Which was fun for like a week.
Select button. I think
Yeah. I probably played that game for about 2 weeks. It was really fun. It was just it was a neat little time killer.
It was.
Yeah,
I got bored.
yeah, pretty quick. So that will be out 2020. That also is going to work with the Pokemon Go Plus, which they introduced.
Which is cool looking. It's basic as all get out, but it ain't gonna stay on my bed.
No, because that's the thing. It works with Pokemon Sleep, and you put it on your bed, and it monitors your sleep.
So, but it also doesn't. It doesn't just do that. It can also completely replace your Pokemon Go Plus.
Yeah.
Because it has an accelerometer built into it.
So since I didn't actually invest in the Plus, I could just invest in this.
Yep, and then you can choose whether or not to put it on your bed if you want to do Pokemon Sleep, because it'll do something with that.
It pairs with your mobile device via Bluetooth, and it uses the accelerometer to read like your movements and things like that, like as you're sleeping.
Right. We just don't know what exactly Pokemon Sleep's going to be about.
Yeah, we don't know how that's going to work.
It's going to allow your Gengar to eat your dreams.
Like, is it going to punish you for being?
All right, that's fine.
Like, is it going to punish you for being a light sleeper?
I don't know.
Like, if you're, or like, how's it going to work if you're not in bed, by yourself? Like, is it going to be able to differentiate between like who you're closest to versus like who's like if someone's
or
there
if a
next
pet
to you?
is walking all over you,
right?
Or it's just going to be like because I'm sure that it's meant more for like younger people, assuming they're not sharing a bed. But yeah, I imagine if you share a bed with somebody and you put it on the bed, it's just going to register both of your movements. Like, wow, you moved a lot.
Right. And so, but like,
did you even sleep?
So if you do that, it's like, man, you only got like a solid 2 hours. Well, you only got 2 hours worth of rewards type thing.
Because we have
you
zero
are not
idea.
on the Snorlax level.
Which I'm sure they. And then they did Snorlax are showing up in Pokemon Go as
sleeping
like
Snorlaxes.
as a.
Which I love that
event.
it's like down sleeping now rather than like standing up awake. I'm like, that just makes me happy.
It's funny. I like it. So yeah, like that's I don't know exactly what's going on with that, but the Go Plus Plus is real dumb because I did not misspeak, folks. It is the Go Plus Plus.
Yep. Which it's the word plus followed by the plus sign.
Yep.
Thanks, Nintendo.
The Go Double P.
Killing that name in game.
Yeah, like Lindsay went double P versus the pre-show. It's the Pokemon Go PP.
God, it's still funny. It is still funny.
Jesse, what's the pre-show?
For the pre-show for $1, not per pre-show, $1 on the Patreon. You subscribe with $1 per month. You get every pre-show, all of them. And especially if you like our Thursday show, you're going to love our pre-shows. All right. And then we also got Pokemon Masters.
I'm kind of excited on this one. It's going to bomb, though, because I'm excited for it.
It could be really neat because the idea is 3v3 battles.
Yes.
So
and it's all characters from the anime with their attached Pokemon.
Yeah. So yeah, you're fighting like gym leaders and other famous characters.
Yes.
So like they showed like Misty, Brock, and a bunch of the other characters. So because I didn't see much information about this. Like, is it like you with 3 Pokemon versus 3 trainers?
That's what it's looking like. That you have your own avatar, and then you're doing 3 versus 3. But honestly, I haven't read into it a lot, other than just looking at a few of the graphics, and that it was the characters with their recognizable partners, I guess would be the best way of putting it.
Because it would be really cool. Like, this could be a really neat thing if it's like, you get to, like, I want to know how you get your Pokemon. And, like, what Pokemon you have to choose from. Because if you can just, grab your team of 3 that you just really like.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, you can, battle other, like, the masters for the general story or whatever they want to tell. And then you can also.
You're just giving generic stuff. Like, here's your team. Go fight.
Right. Or if, like, and, if they have, like, PvP, like, me and Lindsay could be sitting here at the table, like, with our 3v3 battle going.
Which it also makes me wonder if it is going to have any tie with Sword and Shield, if they're going to put an emphasis on 3v3 battles this time around, which they sort of did in Black and White, but not really.
Because they did a lot of the 2v2 battles in Black. Or no, I was thinking of Sun and Moon, and then I realized you said Black and White.
Yeah.
Because I did not play much of Black and White.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, like because I know they did a pretty big focus on like the 2-person battles and double teams and Sun and Moon. But yeah, I don't know.
God, I liked Sun and Moon so much.
I'm sure we're gonna get more information about this at E3. Like all of these things, we're probably gonna get more info about at E3. And then the other thing that they tweeted out about was they're gonna do something for Detective Pikachu on the Switch.
Well, it's supposed. Oh, shoot.
Because I thought they're releasing like clues and stuff for people to figure out.
Well, it's got to
something
be
like
a different Detective Pikachu because if I'm remembering correctly, the first game is not set up for a sequel. But I might be wrong.
The movie's also not
because
set up
I didn't
for a sequel.
finish the game because I'm dumb and I'm like, oh, this will be easy. I don't need help, and I'm at a point where I just can't figure out how to progress, and it won't let me. So I haven't played it.
That's what Google's for.
True that. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't played Detective Pikachu at all. The only spin-off game I've liked is Conquest.
I hate Ranmaru. Hate him, hate him, hate him.
Lindsay's replaying Conquest, folks.
I've got him down. He's only got 2 territories left, though.
It's a super fun game, guys. You should all play it.
She sounds very frustrated.
It's a very fun game.
It's an RTS, but I love it. I hate Ranmaru.
Yeah, it's kind of like RTS, Nobunaga's Ambition, but with Pokemon.
Yeah.
It's pretty fantastic. All right. So we're gonna rapid fire through a couple other little things here because we're just about out of time. Death Stranding got a release date trailer. It's a 9-minute trailer, and I still don't know what's going on.
No one does, and if they say they do, they're lying.
Right. I'm sure people are gonna beat that game with like, what was that? They'll love it, but there's what just happened. November 8th, though, this year. My birthday.
Die Hard Man is my favorite character, though.
That was a character they announced, Die Hard Man. It's the guys. The trailer did not settle anything. Like, I'm still confused. I don't know.
You just know the release date.
I'm even more confused about the babies. At one point, there was
Bridge babies.
There was a baby doll in someone's throat instead of a regular baby. It was real creepy. I don't know.
I'm just confused listening to you talk.
Yeah,
no, you're not.
Watching the
if
video
you watch it,
does
you're not
make
going to
it-
have any more clarity.
Yeah, it does not make it any better.
Is this how he sound like trying to explain Kingdom Hearts?
Much
No.
worse.
Because this is a Kojima game. Like, even the Metal Gear games are like that. Like, they don't make any sense unless they just don't make sense. So now he's just got a whole new IP and he's just going bonkers with it. Because he's also saying that like the game's already started and it's all about making connections. So I'm pretty sure it's going to tie into like some sort of social media aspect of things. And
because Metal Gear, there's going to be time travel, maybe, possibly, look kind of like.
Well, that counts you out.
it looks like you're going to the past, like not the past, but like you're going to the like ghost
past
world.
scenes are coming to you in this like black goo. It's weird, guys.
All right.
I don't understand.
So here's what I'm saying. I'm not buying this game until I can get it for like $20.
The BTs are like the ghosts that you use the bridge babies to go into the other dimension. And
that's where tanks are in World War II.
I'm just confused by the term bridge baby.
BTs.
Bridge babies.
That's what they're called. And it's probably because like it's those tanks, the babies in the tanks, and that's what somehow they tap into this like the hell world that.
Guys, listen.
Wow.
This trailer's interesting. You get about 30 seconds of gameplay in 9 minutes.
It's Monday Night Raw.
It looks
like
like
a lot of cinematic stuff.
Yeah, which again, Kojima.
Yeah. No, this is going to be the last several all of the Metal Gear games are like 40% cinematic.
Like you will probably not start playing the game until about 30 minutes after you've installed it.
Oh wow.
That is probably about true.
Because Kojima.
Because Kojima. I mean, even Metal Gear fans are just like I've had like my friend Steven been on the show before. My other friend Carrie, like they've tried to tell me the story, and Kevin Shekelberg, big Metal Gear fan. They're like, yeah, no, this is the story. This is happening. This is happening. This is happening. And I'm like, what?
I've played a good majority of them, and I'm still like, I don't know what's going on.
It's like if Game of Thrones, like you took all 8 books, but like rearranged the books.
And not like
if they released
and
books
not even in book order, but take chapters out.
Exactly.
Different ones.
You're moving the chapters around. It's weird. Like Metal Gear is a convoluted game. I think there's a History of Gaming episode on Metal Gear.
Good luck.
I think so. If not, Josh.
No, I don't wish that on him.
Yeah, but I like Josh a lot. Let's not try to kill him.
He's gonna go nuts trying to like research.
Right. It's gonna be that Charlie in the mailroom.
Pepe Sylvia.
Pepe Sylvia. All right, so and then we have like a lot of stuff coming up at E3. We're gonna get some. It's looking like the Marvel's Avengers game is gonna be at E3. Well, we know it's gonna be at E3. Mm-hmm. Looks like it's gonna have 4-player co-op and it's gonna have a single-player game to
Please
it.
Be good.
Please be good. Xbox Game Pass for PC has been announced. They're gonna give us more info at E3.
Working with Steam as well.
Yep, and a lot of the Xbox, we're gonna get 14. This has been confirmed. 14 Xbox Game Studio games are going to be announced at E3. Mm-hmm. So we're going to get 14 new IPs from Xbox.
Nope.
Or not new IPs,
not
sorry.
New IPs,
not new IPs. Possible new IPs involved in the 14, but it's going to be 14 new games that are exclusive to Xbox.
Also, no. It's just Xbox Game Studios. There will be games like Xbox Game Studio, like Outer Wilds. That's not an Xbox exclusive game. It's just studios under Xbox's umbrella.
I thought that
Xbox Studios umbrella.
Yeah, I thought all those Xbox Studio games were exclusive.
They're
to
not
Xbox.
all exclusives, no.
I need to look that up. Mario Maker 2 is confirmed online multiplayer with randoms only. We got a Ghostbusters is going to be remastered for at least the PS4.
It's all.
It is all? Okay. Because all I saw was PS4. It would be dumb if they didn't remaster for everything else. But anyway, Cadence of Hyrule is going to be released in June. And then The Last of Us is delayed till early 2020. Asa, you have 51 seconds.
And likely the Last of Us delay isn't because like it's not ready. It's just Death Stranding got a release date, and they don't want to
compete with that.
Yeah, they don't want to put out 2 AAA like super huge games
that are
weeks
story
apart.
driven.
Yeah, especially when they're exclusives, because those definitely are exclusives.
Yeah, because that's gonna like mess with they're both exclusive to PlayStation, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, Last of Us is. I actually didn't know Death Stranding was a PlayStation exclusive.
I'm pretty sure it is. I may be wrong on that, but I'm like 90% sure it is because PlayStation's the one that bought out Kojima.
Oh yeah, they were. Anyway, while I'm looking that up, Asa, hit us with another Mortal Kombat minute.
We finally got our trailer for Shang Tsung, who's the first DLC character in the game for Mortal Kombat 11. They told us last week, Ed Boon tweeted out that we're going to get the full reveal for the first combat pack or the fighter pack or whatever they're calling it for Mortal Kombat 11, and then they're like, oh, trailer tomorrow. So we get the Shang Tsung gameplay trailer. He looks super cool. It looks like he uses variations based on Rain, Ermac, and Reptile, and they're all in their classic ninja get-ups. So that looks really cool. His fatal blow involves Scorpion, Sub-Zero, and then Noob. So really the only ninja that we're missing out on is Smoke, and I guess Chameleon too. But they don't usually show everything in the trailer, so it's possible that there will be a Smoke element too. I would just be surprised because that'd be a lot of variations. But he looks super interesting. It's the actor from the Mortal Kombat movie. His intro was him walking in as the old man that we get in the crypt, but then he transforms into young Shang Tsung. The ending they showed was him doing the "Your Soul Is Mine" like shot for shot from the movie. So that's amazing. Nice. His fatality is Kintaro like ripping, like he shoots Kintaro's soul into their body, and it's kind of like the Noob Saibot thing where arms shoot out from underneath their arms, and then he rips those arms off, and then he like rips in half, and it shows out it's Kintaro. Looked really neat.
Good Lord.
Yeah, it's silly. And then the end of the trailer, which this was a big letdown for me, because every time they've revealed DLC characters, it's been pretty, like, there's been a level of hype to it. From Mortal Kombat X, where they're just stepping out of the shadows, to, like, remember Injustice?
Yeah, which they kind of did the same thing, but there was a cinematic before it.
Right, but there was like a cinematic for all the characters. This one, it's literally just names showed up on the screen. So confirmed it's Shang Tsung, who comes out June 18th. So that's sooner than I was expecting, but that's awesome.
Yeah.
I think, so I don't know if he comes out a week before June 18th or a week or like
on June 18th.
Because premium, like the people who bought the Combat Pack get a week early. So I don't know if Combat Pack is June 18th and then the 25th for like general purchase, or if it's going to be June 11th for Combat Pack. I feel like it's 18th for the Combat Pack people, because otherwise I feel like they would mention it, but they haven't said. Either way, June 18th for sure.
If not, the June 25th for people like me.
Right. But so then we're also getting Nightwolf, Sindel, which I'm assuming is going to use a lot of like Black Canary's assets and stuff like that, because NetherRealm does that quite a bit. Nightwolf, Sindel, Spawn. I feel like I'm missing one. Nightwolf, Sindel, Spawn, and then which Spawn is the guest character. But then, even though they said we're revealing the Combat Pack next week, and then 2 more guest characters. So they haven't released the full roster yet, but they give kind of pretty hard giveaways, especially if you're going off of like what the data miners found, including a chainsaw sound, which would seem to imply Ash Williams from Evil Dead. And then the music at the end of it sounds very much like the Terminator theme.
Is it the dun 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 dun?
Yeah, but it's not quite like it leaves off that last dun dun.
Okay.
So it could not be that.
So it's just the dun dun dun, like
kind of, but like there's more to it. Like you would need to listen to it.
That's infuriating.
Because I mean, like I said, it's not quite like it would be like the Impact version.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Like it's kind of like that. Like it's just royalty free. Terminator music.
The music,
real similar to Terminator. It'll make you feel like you're listening to Terminator, but you're not.
The music student and he just got really pissed off if that's the case because it said done it. And I'd be like, finish it, just finish it.
Right.
That's everybody. That's how songs get stuck in your head.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah. So it's just Nightwolf, Sindel, and Spawn were the only ones named, and then 2 more guests. Like I said, you get the chainsaw noise, which we just got Leatherface, so I can't imagine that they would already go back to that well.
I am real stoked to see Spawn's fatalities.
That's gonna be gross.
It's gonna be super gross.
We knew Spawn because like Ted McFarlane even said like back in December. What was it?
Todd
McFarlane. Oh, okay. 3 letters, Tina D. Close enough. But yeah, so Todd McFarlane back in like December said that Spawn was going to be in the game in some capacity. So, but then that's the thing is like we didn't even get a character model for any of these people. We just got like little name logos. Like Nightwolf had the glowing axes. Sindel had the sound waves come out of her name, and then Spawn was just like the words, but then the cloak behind him in chains.
No, that's cool. Also, we'll go ahead and wrap it up with this. Death Stranding is coming to PC, confirmed.
Okay.
It'll be on PS4 first, and then there's. Right now they have a deal with Sony, but it's not clear if that deal is for exclusivity to PlayStation versus Xbox, or if it's a timed window.
Okay.
Kind of like how Tomb Raider was exclusive first.
Yeah.
Because Kojima is very much their own thing, but like Sony probably gave them a bunch of money to get it first.
And they're also using Guerrilla Games' engine from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Okay,
like so they didn't
gotta...
he didn't have to like rebuild from the ground up something like the Fox engine because that's what took so long for Metal Gear Solid 5.
Right.
So that
and Konami I'm sure still owns that.
Yeah,
so.
and that's how they could make this game in like 3 years.
It makes sense.
So because they used Guerrilla Games' assets and engine.
Yeah, that makes sense. So that might be that may be the deal. Like Sony may not have had to pay any money. Like here, you can use this engine, but we get it first.
Right.
But yeah, as of right now, confirmed PlayStation first, then PC, and there's no confirmation one way or another on Xbox for Death Stranding. But regardless, at first it's going to be a PS4 like release, so Ace is almost certainly right with Last of Us. They pushed the game because they didn't want to compete with another property that was going to be on their console.
They didn't want to cannibalize their own sales on each game.
Yeah, because... Like, even though a lot of people are going to buy both games, like, you'd rather have everybody buy it, like, for $60 instead of waiting until, they get the one they want and then get the other one $30 later.
Right. And $60 is still a lot of money. Like, there's a lot of people, like, I wouldn't, like, right now, I would not be able to just be like, if 2 games came out, I would have to pick.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, no,
like,
I can't.
That's why I hate Best Buy's pre-order policy. Because it's like, oh, I have the money now, so I'll pick this up now, and then, oh, this game's also coming out then, so I'll get that at the time. Nope, because...
We'll take your money now, give it back to you, and then take it later.
Right.
Yep, that's gotten me in trouble more than once.
If I was smarter with my money, I could probably, like, make that work, but...
I have a second bank account.
Here I am.
And I move the money over there, and then buy it with that.
Like I said, if I was smarter with my money.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, guys, that's going to do it for us. Thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.